The opposition boycotts the rest of the sittings of Parliament. That's our top story in our Barbados Today evening news update for Friday, February the 23rd. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. 10 days before the dissolution of the Parliament, the opposition Barbados Labour Party served notice it will not return to the House. Flanked by members of our parliamentary team, Mayor Motley announced the action after the Deputy Speaker of the House, Mara Thompson, foiled Motley's attempts to give the House notice of a final report produced by the Public Accounts Committee during today's sitting. Thompson ruled that the report was not properly before the Chamber after strong objections were raised by Industry Minister Donville Innes. He claimed he was not invited to the final PAC meeting where the document was finalized. Motley told reporters afterwards it was a sad day for the Barbados' proud parliamentary record.
On the basis of what transpired, we believe that there can be no useful purpose for the Barbados Labour Party participating either in the House of Assembly today, the Senate next week, the House of Assembly next week, and in any event, the dissolution of Parliament has taken place.
Despite a worrying upsurge in violence among young people in Barbados, the Juvenile Liaison Scheme of the Royal Barbados Police Force is reporting encouraging success rates for shielding at-risk children from the criminal justice system. Officer in charge of the scheme, Sergeant Hallam Jemmett, revealed last night that of the average 250 who are seen every year, only about 20% return to the deviant behavior. Sergeant Jemmett, who was part of the monthly Man Talk panel discussion series organized by the Men's Ministry of the Cayfield Wesleyan Holiness Church, said this was way better than their counterparts in Britain, whose Home Office model was copied by Barbados.
When we did the analysis, there was only about 20% that was going back into crime. And that was, it showed that they were going back into crime. They were more prevalent to go back into crime after 4 years of leaving the scheme. Now, at the time, there was a circular from the British Home Office because the Juvenile Liaison Scheme is a model of the Juvenile Liaison Scheme in England. So at the time, the Home Office in England had a document that said for a program like that, about 33% will go back into crime. So we were doing really better than our peers.
The newly implemented ban on the use of cell phones while driving has received the full backing of one of this country's major insurance companies. General Manager of Cooperators General Insurance, Anton Lovell, said this afternoon the law was in keeping with its recent driver's pledge not to text and drive.
So we are aware of the dangers of the use of cell phones while driving. I can't say that the majority of accidents caused by cell phones, but I can tell you that there are contributing factors. So that's why we support the initiative or the passing of the law 100%.
I am not surprised or embarrassed, so says the Vincentian Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, after a small group of women staged a protest disrupting his lecture at the University of the West Indies Cayfield campus last evening. Now, the three women, lecturer in political science at the Cayfield campus, Dr. Christine Hines, Public Relations Officer of the National Organization of Women, Marcia Hines, and Lucy Hammonds, a member of the Life in Leggings movement, bearing placards loudly chanting justice before they were removed by police officers. The actions stem from rising public pressure on Gonzalez over his handling of the Yugi Farrell affair involving his son and Minister of Finance Camilo Gonzalez, who is accused of having an extramarital relationship with the 22-year-old former model.
I'm prepared to discuss whatever they think they have as an issue. At any time they can come to St. Vincent and let all the people who know all about these issues of women and the like. The fact of the matter is this: a journalist report created a certain firestorm. The truth is it. It's factually incorrect.
One of the protesters, Dr. Hines, blasted the UWI for allowing the Vincentian leader to deliver the lecture. She said it was time for justice.
I do not agree with encouraging people who have years of allegations to stand up in a room and talk as if are there helping hands or hurting hands coming from outside in this region. There are hurting hands in this region that we need to address. Yes, there are allegations, but a lot of people have allegations launched against them and then they're persona non grata. But this does not work for politicians in this region. And enough is enough.
It's day one of AgriFest 2018 and hundreds of school children and tourists flocked to Queen's Park for the agricultural showcase. This year, there are over 300 exhibitors on show, and there's a wide range of livestock, pets, fruits and vegetables, toys and services. Students thoroughly enjoyed their experience.
It was amazing because I got to go on the rides and I got to buy slime, and the colorful chicks was cute.
I like the animals and I learned about education. AgriFest is the best fest ever, and I really love the rabbits. It's very cute and it looks so fuzzy.
It was so wonderful. I wish that I could come. That AgriFest was every day.
I was expecting. There's a lot of people here, and it's great that the general public are coming and being able to see farm animals and plants and at first hand. So great.
What I've noticed is the number of school children here, and I think that is brilliant. That's one of my particular hobby horses, is getting young children to understand where their food comes from.
Chief Executive Officer of Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul, is pleased with the response so far.
This is our, I will call our premier agricultural festival, where we try to show the linkages that agriculture has with the rest of the economy. I think that a lot of the sheep farmers are putting some extremely good work. They've got some good animals, and I want to encourage Barbadians to come out and support the sheep farming community and the livestock community in general. And of course, we have some presentation in terms of our fruit and vegetable sector. We have some vegetable displays that certainly we want to encourage people to come and see, along with, of course, the other exhibits, especially like the bird display that we have in the Queen's Park Station, where you see all varieties of birds, and domesticated birds to the normal, showbirds and things such as these.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
I'll speak to you in the most expeditiously and bombacious manner. AgriFest 2018 is here, so why are you procrastinating your physiognomies? Go and get your tickets now at all the approved box offices. And listen, the ticket prices have been reduced. Dottie, Dooksy and Dan can be there, so why not you? AgriFest 2018, you farming the future. And as the young people say, AgriFest can be lit, AgriFest can be chopping, AgriFest got me so excellent.
Welcome back with news from the region now. The U.S. government updates its travel advisory for Trinidad and Tobago, warning that terrorists may attack with little or no warning. It advises its citizens to be cautious at all times. And on the international scene in the U.S., former Donald Trump campaign official Rick Gates pleaded guilty today to 2 criminal charges in Special Counsel Robert Mueller's wide-ranging investigation of Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential campaign and related activities. Gates is now the 3rd Trump associate known to be working with Mueller's investigation. More in this CNN report.
I was here when Rick Gates was charged, and the scene was quite different today. He sat quietly, listened as the judge read from these court documents, and then he said, "Yes, Your Honor," repeatedly, as she asked him if he understood that what he was doing was pleading guilty and he was giving up his right to certain rights, exactly, especially the fact that he might not be able to appeal the sentence that he's about to get. He said he understood, for instance, that his cooperation with Special Counsel Mueller would affect his sentence. And at this point, the judge told him that he could get between 57 and 71 months in prison.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic weekend.